Okay, so hello writers. My name is Julia and I will be your instructor these next 3 weeks. This is the introduction video to the summer course Intro to Creative Writing hosted by NC State. Obviously, I wish that we could have met and conducted this course in person. I'm sure you all are sick of online classes. I'm sure you've had to take some in the spring and some of you might have to take some more online classes in the fall. I've had to both teach and be a student in online formats recently, so I understand what you all are going through. The struggle is real. I'm going to turn my notifications off real quick. Okay. So I'm hoping that I have created this course that is interactive and engaging, even though it's online. And I really hope that we hone in our craft throughout these next 3 weeks. That being said, I hope all of you and your loved ones have stayed safe and healthy. We are truly living through history right now. Who knows though, maybe this will be a great source of inspiration for you in your writing. Alongside that, if anything pops up in your personal life that keeps you from completing these assignments or joining the Zoom meetings, please let me know via email. I want to accommodate this course as much as I can to everyone's schedule and lives, so just keep me in the know. A little bit about myself. I am a second-year graduate student at NC State working towards my Master of Fine Arts in Poetry. So obviously poetry is my main genre, but I also dabble in fiction, nonfiction, and memoir. I'm also the writer liaison to this literary magazine, Ember, a journal of luminous things, which focuses on writing that is for and by young writers such as yourself. So if any of you guys have any questions about what it's like to be on the other side of the screen, to be receiving writing and editing, or even just how to break into publishing, I would be happy to let you guys know some of the insight that I've learned. So how this course is going to work, each week we'll be diving into a different genre. The first week, so this week, we'll be learning all about the craft of poetry. The second week is all about fiction, and the third will be focusing on playwriting. At the beginning of each week on Mondays, I will post an introduction video similar to this one to discuss the plans of the week, which can be found under the announcements tab on Moodle. If you're struggling to figure out just how Moodle works, reach out to me. Hopefully I can get you more comfortable with the format. Even if you're struggling just to find something small on Moodle, just let me know. I hope that I've been able to construct this course and format it so it's kind of easily navigable and digestible, but no one's perfect and technology is not my strongest suit. So just let me know if you're coming across any bumps in the road. If you go to the main page on our course on Moodle, you will see that each genre has 3 topics per each, and you'll see it on kind of the sidebar. They look like files. And we have example piece discussion questions, resources, and draft submission. I will be posting almost everything under the resources tab. This includes example readings that you all will need to complete each week. I will be posting the Craft Talk videos underneath this tab. As well, I will be posting any additional material that I feel will aid you all in understanding the genre, be that an essay on writing by an established writer or the occasional PowerPoint if I feel that a certain craft element is better taught visually rather than auditory via video. And while you don't have to read and watch everything that I put in there, you will need to read the example pieces and the Craft Talk videos. The discussion questions tab is pretty self-explanatory. This is where you will respond to example pieces I put up each week. My goal in selecting example works is to choose pieces that directly correlate to one of the craft elements we've discussed earlier in the week. And the third tab that says draft submission, this is where you'll go when you submit a draft of your own writing in the genre. So kind of a breakdown of day by day. Mondays is our instruction video day, and your work for that day is to watch the introduction video and the Craft Talk videos. Tuesdays will be our Zoom call day. I sent out an email to everyone prior to this course asking about scheduling. If you did not receive that email, please let me know, and we might need to update the email connected to your Moodle account. As of right now, it looks like Tuesdays 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to work. Obviously, I can adjust as needed. We'll just need to get a whole class consensus of, hey, this time works for me, because I don't want anyone to feel left out if they can't come to one of the Zoom calls. And this Tuesday Zoom call will be a group discussion about craft elements presented. We'll structure the call based on each video of the craft talks, and writers are welcome to chime in with any questions or thoughts that they have on a certain craft element. And these Zoom calls are not lecture style. I'm not going to be talking at you. Rather, it's discussion based, so I expect everyone to give their input during this time. And after we finish our Zoom call on Tuesday, I encourage writers to begin working on their own drafts. Wednesdays will be all about discussing the example works that I posted. I encourage each writer to read all the example works. However, I know that the workload can be a bit bulky. We are cramming a lot of stuff into a small time frame. So if every writer could respond to at least 5 discussion posts by 5 p.m. on Wednesday, that would be awesome. I also want you guys, in addition to responding to these questions I've posted, to give me your personal response to each piece. What did you like about it? What didn't do it for you? How did this piece affect you, if at all? The program will also be hosting guest writers at 3 p.m. each Wednesday, which I highly encourage all of you to join. It's super important to learn from writers who are already in the industry, and it could be a great opportunity for asking any questions or doing any networking. I do want to make it my prerogative to introduce you all to writers that you may have not read or heard of yet, and to really expand your index. We're not going to be reading Shakespeare. We're not going to be reading William Wordsworth or any really old dead white man's writing, because I think students get enough of that in high school curriculum. Instead, I think it's important that we use writers who are currently alive and currently publishing. I think it's really important, especially for up-and-coming writers such as yourselves, to understand what's happening in the writing world currently, as that will be the atmosphere that you all will be breaking into when you begin to establish yourself as writers and publish your pieces. So we'll be reading stuff from female writers, POC writers, queer writers, really everything across the board. I really want to make sure we get a diverse group of example writers to choose from and learn from. Thursdays is when you all will submit to me your writing drafts under the tab Draft Submission by 8 p.m. Each week, we will have different parameters as to what you will submit, the length of it, etc. This submission is private. It's just between myself and you. I will provide individual feedback to each submission as well. I'm deciding whether or not I want to respond to it via Moodle or via email. I think I'll get y'all's input on that as we go. Some of you might be using, your parents' email to do that. So in that case, it might be better to respond to Moodle. But again, I would like to hear what you guys would like on that leg. I am making it my goal to respond to everyone's piece by 12 p.m. the next day. So Fridays at 12 p.m. I will respond to each writing based on who turns in their submission first. This is not to encourage you all to rush any of your writing. Please take your time. But I think that's just what's going to work best for this course. Also, a side note, I am working on Eastern Standard Time. So if you are not Eastern Standard Time, you guys are going to need to adjust your schedule a little bit to fit what I'm doing with my time frame. I apologize for that. That's one thing about online courses, is that we're dealing with all different time zones. So always keep that in mind when I am posting times of this is due when, and this is when the Zoom call is this is an Eastern Standard Time for me. Fridays will be our second Zoom meeting of the week from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This meeting will work more like a college workshop setting, in that writers are welcome to share their drafts with the rest of the class. I am going to build this course like an introduction to creative writing course in a college atmosphere. I think you guys at the age group you're ready to handle that challenge. I think you deserve the respect of having, a higher expectation from me, because I don't think I should, dumb down anything. I really think you guys are up for it and you can handle it. So the way the college workshop works, each of you will share your writing, share the drafts that you had submitted the prior night with the rest of the class. But please do look at the feedback etiquette document under the resource tab for each week. This is going to go more into explanation as to how this is going to work. It's really, really important that you guys read that before Friday's Zoom call. And if you aren't comfortable with sharing your writing that week, that's totally okay. I don't want to pressure anyone into feeling like they're forced to share their writing. If you're not sharing your writing, I do encourage you to at least share your idea with the rest of the class. I think other people's feedback and other people's opinions on writing is so important, because as writers, we tend to get in our own heads and kind of see things through our own perspective, and it's hard to kind of understand outside perspectives. And so feedback is really, really important. So if you're not willing to share writing just yet, at least the idea, so we can kind of springboard off that. For your first assignment this week, I would like all of you to complete the introductions assignment underneath the announcements tab at the top of our Moodle page. This is just letting me get to know more about you. I really look forward to getting the ball rolling on this, and I will see all of you virtually Tuesday.